Well, even a month after the freeze that immobilized the state, there are many tenants who say they are still living in unlivable situations. When we last saw David, he was just starting to assess the damage at his apartment in the days after the freeze.
Basically, this is all here to dry off.
More than a month later, his home is now even more uninhabitable than before.
I had water from all this side, half the room at least.
He's been trying to get help from management, but weeks later, calls and emails have gone largely unanswered, while rot festers in his walls.
You can see that mold has formed from the last time this place was seen.
It wasn't until mid-March that maintenance staff had been sent out to address some of the damage.
I've had to sleep here even though there's mold here. I've had to sleep here even with the scent. It smells like stagnant, dirty water because it is.
To add insult to injury, he says he's expected to pay full rent, no concessions.
But for this whole month of not having adequate plumbing, no hot water, many times no running water, a flooded apartment, a moldy apartment, for all that time, tenants, myself included, have been asked to pay full rent.
And David's not alone. Many of his neighbors are struggling to get answers from the property's manager.
To get help from property management has been super difficult.
Spectrum News 1 did reach out to management by phone, but the calls were disconnected midway through, and emails have gone unanswered. Tenants like David say these reactions are painfully familiar.
People have had to come together. People have formed a tenants association to get the ball moving, to get some kind of traction.
A group of those tenants are hoping their collective unity will pressure management to release them from their leases.
The goal is to move from here, but all the steps needed to do that, it's a lot, especially when finances are tight.
Balancing work and life is challenging enough as is, and trying to understand their rights as tenants is an added hurdle no one wanted to take on.
We don't blame management for the storm. We blame management for the reaction to the storm.
But David says this is what it's come down to.
To basically push up against the hopelessness, to push up against predatory practices. People have been pushed to the edge where all they've had now is each other.
And they hope to find strength in their numbers.